You got a raise, you felt amazing, you bought a nicer car, maybe a better apartment. And then 6 months later, you feel broke again, like somehow nothing changed. You're not imagining it. You're not ungrateful, and you're not broken. There's a name for this. Scientists have been studying it for over 50 years. Stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll have 3 tools that actually work.
Think back 5 years. What did you want back then? A certain salary, a car, a relationship? Chances are you have most of it now. So why doesn't it feel like enough? In 1971, Brickman and Campbell described the hedonic treadmill. No matter what happens, our emotional baseline always returns to the same level. You win the lottery. A year later, back to normal. You get a promotion. 6 months later, you want the next one. The treadmill never stops. This is not a character flaw. This is evolution. Our brains were designed to survive, not to be satisfied. Satisfaction meant stopping, and stopping meant dying. And if you don't understand how it works, it will quietly drain your wealth for the rest of your life. 2,000 years ago, Seneca was one of the wealthiest people in the Roman Empire. Advisor to Emperor Nero, he owned multiple villas, and he spent his career writing letters about why money doesn't bring peace. Not because he was a hypocrite, but he understood something that takes most people decades to figure out. He wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Poverty was not a number, it was a state of mind. If you always need more to feel okay, you are poor, whether your account has $100 or 100 million. Then there was Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, the most powerful man alive in his time. Every morning he wrote in a private journal, what we now call meditations. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Money is an outside event. Your response to money, that's where your power lives." And then there was Epictetus. Born a slave, he owned literally nothing, and he became one of the most influential philosophers in Western history. He said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." 3 different men, all arrived at the same conclusion. The problem is never how much you have. The problem is how much you think you need. There's a 4th voice, not a philosopher, a novelist. Kurt Vonnegut was at a party thrown by a hedge fund billionaire. He turned to Joseph Heller and said, "Our host made more money yesterday than your book Catch-22 has earned in its entire history." Heller smiled. "Yes, but I have something he'll never have." Vonnegut, "What's that?" Heller, "Enough." That word is the entire Stoic philosophy of money in a single syllable.
You've probably heard, happiness stops increasing after $75,000 a year. That was a 2010 Nobel Prize paper. But in 2021, Killingsworth at Wharton ran a study with over 1 million real-time data points. His finding? Happiness keeps rising well beyond 75,000. In 2023, they collaborated. Conclusion? Money can buy happiness, but only if your relationship with money is healthy to begin with. Number 1. Hedonic adaptation. In 1978, Brickman studied lottery winners, people who had won between $50,000 and $1 million. 1 year later, no more happiness than those who won nothing. In some cases, less, because ordinary pleasures had lost their flavor. Your brain adapts to everything. New apartment? 60 days. New car? 90. The raise? 6 months. Number 2. Loss aversion. Kahneman and Tversky discovered that losing $100 feels roughly twice as gainful as gaining $100 feels good. It's why people hold losing stocks too long. Keep cash in low-interest accounts. Avoid negotiating salaries. Loss aversion makes you financially conservative when courage would serve you far better. Number 3. Social comparison. We do not compare ourselves to people who have less. We compare to people who have more. Always, automatically. Your colleague gets promoted, your position feels like failure. Your friend posts a villa photo, your vacation feels like poverty. You're measuring your life against an ever-moving target, and that target never stops moving. 5 mental traps, no matter what you earn. Trap 1, lifestyle creep. You earn $60,000, raise to $80,000. But instead of saving the extra 20, you upgrade your apartment, car, restaurants. Income up 20,000, expenses up 19,000, net improvement $1,000 a year. The rule: every raise, redirect at least 50% to savings first. Trap 2. Wealth signaling. Morgan Housel says it perfectly. We spend money we don't have on things we don't need to impress people we don't like. The brutal irony: the people you're trying to impress aren't thinking about you. True wealth is invisible. It's the money you didn't spend. Trap 3. Spending to impress. Many people don't buy expensive things because they want the thing. They buy because of who they think it makes them. Ask yourself honestly, would I buy this if nobody would ever see it? If the answer is no, you're not buying a product, you're buying an audience, and audiences are expensive. Trap 4. Future self-discounting. I'll start investing next year when things are more stable. I'll pay off the card when I get my next raise. Every year you delay investing in your 20s costs roughly 3 years of equivalent savings in your 40s, not because of the money, because of compounding time. Your future self is a real person. Treat them like one. Trap 5. The arrival fallacy. Named by Harvard psychologist Tal Ben-Shahar. The belief: when I achieve X, I'll finally feel how I want to feel. And then you get there, and you feel for about 2 weeks, genuinely good, and then nothing. The brain immediately sets a new target. If you don't know this, you will spend your entire life arriving at places that disappoint you.
3 tools. Simple, practical, they work. Tool 1. Find your enough number. Open a notebook. Write 3 numbers. First, the annual income at which your life would feel genuinely complete. Second, the net worth at which you'd feel financially secure. Third, the monthly spending at which you'd feel comfortable. Most people have never written these down. Once you have them, everything above is a bonus, not a new baseline. Tool 2. Pay yourself first. This is the anti-budget. No spreadsheets, no tracking every coffee. The moment your paycheck arrives, automatically transfer a fixed percentage, minimum 10%, ideally 20%, to a separate investment account before anything else. Then spend the rest freely, no guilt. Set it up once. If 20% feels impossible, start with 1%. Increase by 1% every 3 months. Tool 3. The gratitude audit. Once a month, not every day, once a month, do this. Open a notebook and write, 3 years ago, I was dreaming about... Then finish it honestly. The apartment you have now, the job, the salary. Chances are you're living inside a version of your life that a previous version of you desperately wanted. You're not tricking yourself. You're training yourself.
Let me leave you with this. The hedonic treadmill will never stop running. Your brain will always want more. That's not something you fix. It's something you learn to work with. Find your enough number. Pay yourself first, and do the gratitude audit once a month. If this video made you think, save it. Come back to it when you feel like you're falling behind. Because you're not. Send it to someone who needs to hear this. I'll see you in the next one.